Today we will start our third lesson, that is the chemical reactions and equations. Some part from this lesson is deleted from the syllabus. So on page number 30 and 31, part from the chemical reaction up to the observation table 3.3, this part is deleted from the syllabus. So let us start the third chapter, that is the chemical reactions and equations. In this chapter we will see the following points, that is the chemical, what is meant by the chemical reaction, and balancing a chemical equation, rules of writing chemical reactions, and types of chemical reactions. In earlier standards we have seen how compounds are formed by chemical combination of elements. When chemical combination is done, there are some giving and taking or sharing of electrons is done in between the elements, so there is a formation of chemical bonds and thus chemical reaction takes place there. Now see what is the difference between physical change and chemical change and how it takes place. A physical change takes place due to change in the parameters such as temperature and pressure. Physical change takes place due to the change in parameters like temperature or pressure. We have a well-known example of formation of ice. When we cool the water, ice is formed, and when we heat the ice, again water is formed. This change is reversible. It means we can change the components into each other, or reversible change. The composition of matter remains the same in a physical change. For example, ice is transformed into water on heating and water is transformed into ice on cooling. Means heating and cooling, these are the two opposite actions, and these are responsible for formation of water and ice. This change is a reversible, so it is called as a physical change. Chemical composition of the matter remains the same in the physical change. On the contrary, if the composition of matter changes during a process, then it is called as the chemical changes. When there is a change in the composition of matter, then it is known as the chemical change. When we call a particular process or phenomenon as a chemical change, some chemical reactions are taking place in a concerned matter. When chemical change takes place, there are some chemical reactions which are responsible for this chemical change. A chemical reaction is a process in which some substances undergo bond breaking and are transformed into new substances by formation of new bonds. Means some components are taking part in the reaction, there is a formation, there is a breaking of bond in these substances, and then new products are formed in there is a formation of new bonds, therefore new products are formed there. This is the chemical reaction, or this is called as the reaction or chemical reaction. The substances taking part in the chemical reaction are called as the reactants, whereas the substances formed as a result of a chemical reaction by formation of new bonds are called as the products. For example, formation of carbon dioxide by combustion of coal in air is a chemical reaction. Combustion of coal is a carbon form, and when we burn it into the air, in air there is oxygen which is helping for burning. This carbon reacts with the oxygen and it forms the carbon dioxide gas. In this reaction, coal and oxygen are the reactants while carbon dioxide is a product. The substances which are taking part in the reaction are known as the reactant. Here carbon and oxygen, these are the reactants, and after reaction there is a formation of carbon dioxide. This is a new product and it is known as the product. In this way, physical and chemical change, these two are the different processes. They are exactly opposite to each other. Now see what is meant by the chemical equation. In chemical reaction, there is a chemical change and it is shown by a chemical equation. Like the mathematics, we have also used the equation in science also. This is a chemical equation which is used to show the chemical reaction. Now see the first example given here of a chemical reaction. Look at this. A colorless solution of zinc sulfate is formed on addition of zinc dust to the blue solution of copper sulfate, and the chemical reaction can be written in brief as follows. You can see the reaction: aqueous solution of copper sulfate plus zinc dust, it forms the aqueous solution of zinc sulfate plus copper. Here copper sulfate solution is blue in color, it reacts with the zinc dust, and these are the reactants taking part in this reaction. and after reaction there is a breaking of the bond in between the copper sulfate, and sulfate forms new bond with the zinc, and it forms colorless solution of zinc sulfate, and copper is loosened out or replaced by the zinc. This is the representation of chemical reaction in word form is known as the word equation. The equation written in the word form is known as the word equation. A word equation can be written in a further condensed form by using chemical formulae as follows. You can see the another equation using the chemical formulae: copper sulfate plus zinc, it forms zinc sulfate plus copper. It is written in the form of chemical formulae. Now this is the chemical equation. This reaction form is known as the chemical equation. Means the reaction in the form of words is known as the word equation, and reaction in the form of the chemical compounds is known as the chemical equation. In the above equation, copper sulfate and zinc are the reactants. They react with each other to form copper particles and a solution of colorless zinc sulfate as the product, having totally different properties. The ionic bond in the reaction copper sulfate breaks, and the ionic bond in the product zinc sulfate is formed during the reaction. Means in chemical reaction there is a breaking of one bond and formation of new bond. Therefore products are different from the reactants. Now we have to see, our next point is writing a chemical equation. How we have to write the chemical equation? There are some steps for writing the equations. See, let us now see the conventions followed while writing a chemical equation. Which rules we have to use during writing the chemical equation? We have to see here. See the first rule. In a chemical equation, the reactants are written on the left hand side while the products are on the right hand side. While writing the chemical equation, we have to write reactant on the left hand side. Means first we have to write the reactant, and after the arrow we have to write the products on the right hand side and reactant on the left hand side. An arrow heading towards the products is drawn in between them. This arrow indicates the direction in the reaction. An arrow is drawn there. In which direction? From reactant to the product. It shows the direction of the reaction. Then see the second rule. If the reactants or products are two or more, they are linked with plus sign in between them. If reactant are more, there must be plus sign in between them. If products are more, there must be also plus sign between them. So use plus sign to show more than the reactant or more than the products. Third rule is that to make the chemical equation more informative, the physical states of reactants are indicated in the equation. The physical states of the reactant, that is a solid, liquid or gaseous, it should be shown in the reaction at the base of the compound in bracket in small letter form. For gaseous, small g; for liquid, small l; and for solid, small s, respectively in the brackets. Moreover, if the products in gaseous, instead of g, it can be indicated by an arrow pointing upwards, and if products formed is insoluble form in the form of precipitate, instead of yes, it can be also shown by the downward arrow. Means if the product is in the gaseous form, we can use the upward arrow. If the product is in solid form, we can use in the downward arrow. When reactants and products are in the form of solution in water, they are said to be present in aqueous solution state. If reactant and product are in aqueous solution, means dissolved in water, then this solution is shown by using the small letters AQ at the base of the product or reactant. This shows the aqueous state of that substance. Now see the given equation is renewed here. Copper sulfate, it is aqueous solution, plus zinc sulfate in solid form, it forms zinc sulfate of aqueous solution plus copper in solid form. This means this change makes our equation more informative. We can also tell the physical state of that reactant or product by seeing the equation. Now see the fourth step. When heat is to be given from outside to bring out a reaction, it is indicated by the sign triangle written above the arrow that indicates the direction of the reaction. If any other substance is given to the reaction externally, if heat is given to the reaction, some reactions can't take place at the room temperature, so we have to give external heat to them. At that time we have to draw small triangle above the arrow to show that the external heat is given to the reaction. For example, the reaction in which slime is formed on heating limestone is shown as in the reaction. We can see the reaction in your textbook, reaction number 4. Similarly, the fact the heat is released during the reaction between the aqueous solution of copper sulfate and zinc dust is indicated as follows. When copper sulfate solution reacts with zinc, there also released some amount of heat. That is, this is the exothermic reaction. Heat is given out. So we have to write heat in product form by adding plus in between them. And last, fifth rule is, if it is necessary to fulfill certain conditions like specific temperature, pressure, catalyst, etc. to bring out some reactions. In some reactions, we have to give specific conditions to them. These conditions are indicated below or above the arrow, indicating the direction of the reaction. For example, reaction of the vegetable oil takes place at the temperature of 60 degrees Celsius with hydrogen gas in presence of nickel catalyst and is written as follows. In this reaction, some external conditions are given to the reaction. Reactants are vegetable oil and hydrogen gas. These are the two reactants. They react with each other, but for this we have to supply 60 degrees Celsius temperature to the reaction and also nickel as a catalyst. Catalyst is a substance which increases the rate of reaction without taking part in the reaction. And after this we form Vanaspati ghee in solid form. In this reaction, the external substance or external conditions given to the reaction are written above and below the arrow. And last rule is, some special information or names of reactants and products are written below their formulae. If there is specific conditions or specific names, we have to write them below the products or reactants. For example, copper on reaction with concentrated nitric acid and dilute nitric acid. These are the two different reactions. Here change in their concentration. First is the concentrated, that means high in power, and next is the dilute. Dilute means the power is diluted. So here different products are formed. First, when we react copper with concentrated nitric acid, there is the formation of reddish colored poisonous nitrogen dioxide gas. And when we reacts the copper with dilute nitric acid, at that time product formed is nitric oxide gas. Means if there is the only nitric acid used, but their concentration is different, one is concentrated and other is dilute, therefore products are also different from each other. Thus here we have see what is meant by the chemical reaction, what is meant by the chemical equation, and how we have to write the chemical equation by using the different steps. So today's homework for you is to write the steps for writing the chemical equation in your notebook. Here we will stop. Thank you.